You don't have to believe in it at all. How are you going to believe in something you've never experienced? How are you going to believe that you're a millionaire when you've never touched $1 million? How are you going to believe that you have the most amazing relationship when all you've had is shitty relationships your entire life? How are you going to believe that? What I can tell you is, as long as you just decide and keep deciding on what it is without believing it, you don't have to worry about trying to feel the feelings and force that. Just decide on it. Just tell yourself that it's your truth. Now that you're here, before we start the video, if you haven't done so already, I would love to invite you to come and join the free Discord community that I created, and also grab your free copy of the Manifest My Dream Life ebook. The link for both of those will be in the description below. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into the video. So if you've ever been told that you have to believe in your manifestation for it to even happen, you have to believe that it's going to work, you have to believe in it, then that's a complete lie. All right. I feel like a majority of us know that. We know that you don't have to believe your affirmations. You don't have to believe in anything. You just simply have to repeat it. But if you've been told that you have to believe it, let me go ahead and free you from that myth right now in this video, because what I told myself the other day is you literally just decide on it and then you're going to experience it. You decide on it and then it happens. And that's basically manifestation. And if you look at any instance in your life where you made an indefinite decision on something that you were going to do and it happened, it wasn't by coincidence. It wasn't by chance. It was because you manifested that exact experience. On my TikTok live, I was doing my hair and I was on live on TikTok, and we were talking about manifesting apartments, and I was telling them I didn't even know about the law of assumption. I didn't know that I was a conscious creator, but I wanted to manifest apartments for myself. And I do have a video on my channel about that, about manifesting my apartments, because I was a victim of identity theft and it was like a really bad situation. And I still wanted to move into a high-rise apartment downtown. And even though I had these evictions and stuff on my credit due to the identity theft, I still decided I'm moving downtown. I'm getting a high rise. Like, I did not care about what my credit said. I didn't care if I got denied at a couple of places. I had so much determination inside of me. I was so determined that I'm finna get this apartment. I'm moving downtown in this high rise. And because I had that indefinite decision, because I didn't contradict it in no type of way. Like, I never sat and told myself, well, what if I don't get it? What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't happen? No, because I'm the type of person, when I want something, I'm going to make sure that I get it no matter what. And even that version of me who had no idea that I was a conscious creator. I knew about manifestation and I knew you could manifest things, but I felt like you could manifest some things and other things you couldn't manifest. Like, some things were possible and some things weren't. Just had a whole bunch of limitations that I literally don't have now. But what I did know was I was finna make that happen for myself. And I did. I manifested my apartment. I ended up scripting about it, and everything that I scripted manifested. Like, everything down to the process being super easy, just everything that I wrote down. So that just goes to show that if you can make an indefinite decision on what it is that you want, if you can just decide on it, then you just allow it to happen. Like, that's it. So basically with manifestation, it is just conscious creation. You realize that you are a creator and you are now conscious to the fact that you do that. That's what manifestation is. You are just deciding on what you're going to experience, and the rate that things manifest for you, I believe, solely depends on you. It depends on your own resistance that you are creating for yourself, your own blocks that you have created for yourself, and it depends on your own assumptions that you have. So everybody is different in that aspect. Everybody has different blocks, resistance, assumptions, and all of that. But the thing is, those things don't hinder you from manifesting either, because you can change any single thing. Like, if you decide on something, it can happen instantly. Okay. If you decide that you have $1,000 extra in your bank account, that money could literally show up instantly for you. But then again, that money could show up that same week, within a month, within the next couple of months. And that just depends on you. Okay, so yeah, if you come online and you watch different people talking about how they manifest overnight or they manifest in seconds, or it only took them one time to decide on it and then they experienced it, they are assuming that version of themselves. They are not limiting themselves in the form of how long it takes them to manifest, right? If you are asking yourself that question or you're aware of that, like it's taking me too long to manifest the things that I want, then you're just deciding that. You're deciding that it takes you too long because you're implying to your subconscious, it takes me too long to manifest. So therefore, your reality that you experience has to reflect that. Every single thing, every thought, every statement is literally a decision. It's an affirmation, yes, but it's a decision. You're deciding on something all day long. Okay, you're deciding on who you are, you're deciding on what's possible for you, you're deciding on what your own limitations are. Like, every single thing that you tell yourself, every single thing that you agree to, that's just what you're deciding to experience in your reality. And I know when you're online a lot, you can see there's this big secret to manifestation or this powerful thing. And for me, I feel like there's no secret. The only thing is decide on what you want and don't contradict it. And even if you do contradict it, you're still going to manifest what you want. You know what I mean? It's just different for everybody. Like, you can contradict something all day long, but if you fall asleep in the assumption that it's yours, you can still wake up to your desire. The thing is, you test it out. You can sit and listen to anybody talk to you all day long on YouTube, TikTok, any other platform. You can read Reddits and Tumblr, if that's still a thing, Twitter, X, whatever. You can read everybody's assumptions, okay? Because essentially that's what we're giving you. We're telling you our own assumptions that work for us in our own reality. But until you actually take it and apply it, you're never going to know for yourself. You can sit there and be a little sponge and you can absorb all of this stuff and just take in so much information. But at some point, you absolutely have to apply it. That's the only way that you're going to know what works for you. Because what I can tell you is that there are infinite realities, there are infinite versions of you, and there are infinite possibilities. So what that means is no matter what the timeline is, there is still a timeline where you get your exact desire. You experience your manifestation. And what I'm saying is, if you're thinking against it all day long, there's still a reality where you still manifested what you want, even though you were thinking against your stuff. You know what I'm saying? And don't take that and run with it and say, well, Tierka told us that we can waver all day, because no, that is not what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to waver all day. I'm not suggesting that you do that. Absolutely not. I am suggesting that don't send yourself into a panic or a frenzy because you may have been doing good for 3 days and then you fell off for a day or two and you were in your feelings, or you're crying, or you feel like you're wavering, and then now you feel like, oh, I'm never going to get my manifestation because I just wavered. No, that's what I'm saying. You will always get what you want because there is a reality where you still get what you want at the end of everything. But I do believe that you get to your desire a lot faster when you stop contradicting it, when you stop thinking against it. Because what it is this is the formula, okay? This is the formula for manifestation. When you realize, because you're doing it all day anyway, you're always doing it, but when you realize that there is something that you desire, something you want to experience, you have now decided, this thing is mine. I have this thing, or I'm going to have this thing, okay? You have made that decision. The only thing you must do after you make that decision is to continue to re-decide on it. That is it. So whether you make that decision one time and you experience it instantly, or you experience your manifestation really fast, or you are a person who decides on it, but then you realize your reality seemingly hasn't changed yet, so you feel like something's not working. You know everything is always working in your favor. You know things are always moving, whether you can see it or not. Things are always moving behind the scenes for you, okay? Things are always shifting to bring you exactly to where you want to be. Always, no matter what. All it takes is a definite decision and for you to continue to re-decide on it, okay? I know somebody that was placed on hospice, right? And they decided I'm not a hospice patient. I'm not about to be on hospice, okay? And they made that decision. And every time they looked at the hospice bed or the wheelchair or all the other things that come along with hospice, they would keep stating, I'm not a hospice patient. They can come pick all of this up because I'm not a hospice patient. And they never contradicted that. They never said, oh, well, maybe I just need to be a hospice patient because this is my circumstance. No, they decided that's not for them. And every day they continue to re-decide on it. It's not like they were sitting there affirming all day long that they're not a hospice patient. But anytime that they thought about it, anytime that something was brought to their attention about hospice, they reminded themselves, I'm not a hospice patient. And within 2 weeks, I feel like 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe, they came and picked everything up. They took this person off of hospice. And I told them, this is because you continue to decide on it. You decided on it. You didn't see evidence of it right there in front of you, right when you decided it. But no matter what, every day that you woke up, you continue to decide that you are not that version of yourself. You are not a hospice patient. You continue to decide on that. All right. And because you continue to decide on it and you didn't think against it, you didn't contradict it, your reality may have seemed like it wasn't doing anything because you're waking up to this hospital bed every day or this wheelchair every day and nurses coming to check on you out of the week. But that didn't stop you from continuing to decide what your truth is. And because of that, your reality caught up to you. And it only took 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. Your reality caught up to you to show you exactly what you decided on. So that is like the perfect example. And that is honestly what I was thinking about. I was replaying this entire situation to myself and I was like, dang, literally all you have to do is decide it and then you'll see it. Because a lot of times, there's that saying, you have to see it to believe it. I don't like that saying, but then as I thought about it, I was like, there's actually a different perspective I can give. So if you're a person who is one of those, you have to see it to believe it. And it's normally in the sense of like, okay, let's use a SP. Let's use a person for an example. You want somebody to be different, right? You want them to be a better person. And you see this person and you're like, well, how am I going to think that they're being better because I see them being the total opposite? I only see them being a terrible person. So how am I going to think that they're a better person when I see them not doing right? Like, I got to see it to believe it first, right? And that's not the case. You want to first see it in your mind, right? See it in your mind. Tell yourself how amazing that person is no matter how they show up in your reality. You tell yourself that that person is so amazing. They are such a great person. And you just continue to decide on that no matter what you see in your physical reality. Because what you're seeing in the physical is just an illusion anyway. So you continue to decide on that. And then your reality catches up. And at the rate that your reality catches up is solely up to you. If you want your reality to catch up to you instantly, then you need to tell yourself that you manifest anything instantly. Every single thing that you decide on manifests instantly. Because if you have not identified as that version of yourself and you don't experience your desires at the rate that you want them to, you need to identify as that version of yourself. You need to start identifying as the version of you who manifests at whatever rate. If you want yourself overnight, in 3 days, the same week, whatever. If you want to affirm only one time for your stuff, that's the version of you that you need to identify as. Don't complain that it's not happening. Don't complain that, well, I'm affirming and I'm not getting my stuff the same week. Well, you're just telling yourself, you're deciding, I don't get my stuff the same week that I affirm for it. So stop being that version of yourself. Be the version who gets your stuff in the same week that you want it. You know what I mean? But back to I have to see it to believe it. I had another perspective shift with that, okay? Because technically, when you are manifesting, you don't have to believe anything that you are deciding on. You don't have to believe in it at all. How are you going to believe in something you've never experienced? How are you going to believe that you're a millionaire when you've never touched $1,000,000? How are you going to believe that you have the most amazing relationship when all you've had is shitty relationships your entire life? How are you going to believe that? I don't know. If anybody knows, please put it in the comments. But what I can tell you is as long as you just decide and keep deciding on what it is without believing it, You don't have to worry about trying to feel the feelings and force that. Just decide on it. Just tell yourself that it's your truth. Don't get triggered by your 3D reality and continue to do that every day. However you see fit, whether you want to do it all day long or whether you want to do it just when whatever it is that you're manifesting pops up in your mind, whenever you become aware of it again, continue to decide that it's yours, that you have it, that you're going to have it, whichever works for you. And then when it shows up in your physical reality, now you believe it because you actually do see it. So there's two ways to go about that. When it comes to people, please don't do the I have to see it to believe it, because that's just not going to work. It's not going to work until you change who you're being, until you decide and assume a different version of another person. They're just not going to change. Like, you can't make me think otherwise. They're just not going to change. But with anything else, yeah, once you see it manifest physically, you're going to believe it. And then that's where you honestly no longer have to affirm for things, because it just naturally is a reoccurring thing. You just naturally expect it. And now that decision is on autopilot. You have a lot of decisions in your reality right now that is running on autopilot. And if you don't like any of those decisions, all you have to do is change them by changing what you tell yourself. Okay. So I intend that this helps you in some type of way. I intend that it makes sense. If you have questions or comments for me, please leave them down below. If you are interested in getting any guidance or assistance with your manifestations, I do offer phone and email coaching. And if you don't want one-on-one coaching, I do offer group coaching as well through YouTube and Patreon. The link for both of those will be in the description below. And if you're somebody who feels like you have an issue with being consistent every single day, because in my opinion, consistency, discipline, and mindfulness, those are the three keys that you need to manifest. If you don't have those three, all right, and you are not experiencing your desires, those are the three that you're missing. So if you need assistance with that, I created a 30-day consistency workshop that is designed to have you be consistent. It's designed to make you be disciplined and to show up for yourself as the version of you who has exactly what you want. In the workshop, you pick one desire. And for the next 30 days, you do different activities, journal prompts, you get different videos to allow you to show up as that version of yourself, to allow you to really embody being the version of yourself who has what they want, and to be consistent with it. So that way you can get your desires. The consistency workshop is like the training wheels, in my opinion, for your momentum. If you are struggling to show up every day and you start wavering, or you start thinking against it, or you just aren't getting what you want in the time that you want it, this consistency workshop was designed for that. All right. The link for it is in the description below. Other than that, if you watch this video until the end, I appreciate you so much, and I will see y'all in the next video.